Ginny? Well, she fell head over heels for the French Riviera. She fell back in love with art, and that's where she really began falling in love with the leisurely life.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hey, I just got to Nice. I'm relaxing alone for a few days, then meeting up with some friends later in the week to explore southern France. I know it's kind of a last-minute trip, but I'll be back soon. Bye!
I absolutely fell in love. It's so beautiful. Like, there's art everywhere, and I'm not just talking about the art that you find in museums or framed up in a little studio somewhere, but the buildings, the flower mart that we went to. It kind of revived in me my love for art. Growing up, I did a ton of painting. In fact, I almost went to school for art. I had this whole portfolio and I gave that up. Part of me wanted to live here and just paint and live a slow life. It just felt so relaxing. Once again, it was so beautiful. I love museums. And so on this day, I went to the Matisse Museum and the Chagall Museum and got to just take it at my own pace. A lot of famous artists actually lived in Nice because, actually I don't know why, but they did. They have all these quaint little beaches and I feel like there's so much artistic energy. It's actually so strange how easily you could be living a different life. Like, in another world, I could have definitely been living in France as a painter. Or maybe it's Swiss life, I don't know. There's actually a study on how impactful museums can be on your stress hormones. So they did this study where they measured a set of people's cortisol levels and then they went to the museum and came back, and the recovery was, I think, 30 minutes in a museum is equivalent to 3 or 4 hours regularly. The next day I went to Monaco. It's a very, very small sovereign something state. It's basically a really small country. And it was interesting because a third of the population there are millionaires. And it honestly felt like a playground for the millionaires. what I found the most exciting was that they were setting up for the Grand Prix, which is this really famous race. And I got to stand on the tracks of a very famous turn right in front of the Monte-Carlo casino. Yeah.
Let's rob a bank, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next question in the script.
Everything was so perfectly manicured. And I paid $10 for sparkling water, did some shopping. Yeah.
How dull life would be, and I'd be a vagabond, a small feat in the big mound. Together we're better. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. Let's rob a bank. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next question in the screen. Ba, 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 da, da. Let's rob a bank. Wah, wah, wah.
For dinner, I went to this place called Le Limon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It was beautiful. It was so pretty. It felt like I was eating in a palace. It was very nice. This next day was the most movie-like day of my 2022. So basically, I met this really friendly French man named Clement, we'll call him Clem, and he took me around and showed me the local spot on his motorcycle. And this day, I also fell in love with the architecture a little bit more. So he took me to this place called Aix, which is 20 minutes away from Nice, and it's beautiful. It was built in, I think, the 1300s, and it looks like it was built in the 1300s. Imagine yourself in this like medieval town where the only thing missing is your knight in shining armor. This day was also the day where my friends flew in from Paris, and so it was finally the day where I was no longer solo traveling, which I was very excited about.
Oh my gosh, Penny!
Sweetheart, do you wanna be mon mari? Oui, 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 ma whole vie.
Yeah, let me get a black.
How hard can it be? And I'll be your mannequin, your top 10.
Are we almost there then? Yeah, we're close to the next stop.
And you'll write me a poem. Until then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rob a bank. 6, 7, 8.
We did so much shopping. I don't know why I don't have footage of shopping, but we spent so much time buying things and looking at things, and I may have bought way too many things.
Lighting is kind of doo-doo though.
The next day was just yet another beautiful day in the French Riviera. We wandered around St. Paul du Vence. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yes! Cute! Yeah. Looking more that way? Yeah! Oh, that's hella cute.
And later, our group actually split up. So my friend Christine and I went to the museum, and then later we went to Cannes, while the other group, I don't know what they did. They probably went shopping and like had some fun girl time as well. On this day, museum again. And this museum had a museum library. And so we kind of spent a little bit of time looking at all the art books, because it's not often where you get to see and get access to a ton of these types of books in one setting. When I was in Cannes, I told myself, I am manifesting a future where I'm invited back, because turns out you can't just buy tickets to go to the film festival. And I happened to be there when they were setting up for the festival, and to know that I couldn't buy tickets to go was just a little bit devastating. This day I call a pink house day, and this is probably my favorite part of the trip, because you get to roam through this pink villa of a fabulously wealthy, art-loving, quirky socialite. Her name is Beatrice Ephrussi de Rothschild. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this villa actually inspired me to begin building an art collection so that I can live in a museum in the future as a home. And the audio guide here was one of the best audio guides I've listened to. And I think a part of it is that the owner of this place, she was so strange. And so listening to her stories and walking through the home was just a very fun adventure. For example, she couldn't have children, so she raised monkeys, dogs, and a mongoose. She had furniture for little dogs, and she supposedly held the most lavish wedding for her favorite poodle. Growing up, I kind of wanted multiple gardens. I wanted a Korean-inspired garden, and I wanted a forest in my future home. This lady has 9 gardens. She has a French, a Spanish, Japanese, stone garden, rose garden. From here, dude.
Jenny, tell me all about southern France. Slower and more beautiful. I spent the time admiring really simple things. I experienced the magic of being present, you know? Oh my god, tell me more. Enough for me to momentarily pause and ask myself, what do I really want my day-to-day to feel like?
I hope you enjoyed my little love story with France. Don't forget to like, subscribe, set notifications, and comment.